And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
You locked in.
All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Fade the Noise. This is episode 16, and finally, everyone's favorite time of year has started. I know there's a lot of people say America's pastime is baseball, but for me, it's football. So, best time of the year, all across the board. It's one of the best times to be a part of our Discord, which is Moneyline Hacks. Speaking of, we got Joe with us here today, CEO and co-host of the show. And we've got Angel, who is a fantasy threat in every sport imaginable. I have some mixed feelings about our draft the other day. Somebody got off immediately and snaked Brandon Ayuk, and
Yeah, we did.
I take things unnecessarily personally whenever we do drafts. So, yeah. Anyway, over it now, mostly. So, welcome again, everyone. It's going to be a big weekend. I'm super excited to get started, dive into everything. So first up, if you can't see, I'm wearing 3 hats, and it's for a reason, and it's not necessarily a good one. But first off, we had the Cowboys' first game of the season last night against the Eagles. Not going to lie, I'm a big Cowboys fan, and I bet against them. And it's complicated emotions because they still managed to screw me because they couldn't lose by a touchdown. It had to be 4 points. And the weather delay was obnoxious. But I will say that the team looked sharper than they did last year, and I thought the play calling was significantly better compared to last year. Do either of you guys want to add anything on that?
Yeah. I'll let Angel take it with this fresh Fade the Noise hat right there. You know, merch shop coming up soon, so you guys can get one yourself.
What we do, it's what we do. Yeah, I like the game. It's pretty nice. Crazy that Cowboys scored all their points in the first half and none in the second half, but that's all right. Offense looked great. I mean, besides CeeDee Lamb dropping a couple crucial balls, I'd say it's looking like it's going to be a better season than last year, but once again, they just need to work on their catching skills and stuff. The run game looked amazing. Our offensive line looked better than I thought. It looks younger, looks stronger. Dak didn't get sacked too much from what I've seen. Defensively wise, the first half is just all offense, but the second half is when I think Dallas kind of locked in. Barkley had 49 rush yards in the first half and only 11 in the second half. But then again, Jalen Hurts did finish with 62 rush yards as well. He definitely hurt us on the ground because every time he didn't have someone to throw to, he just ran it. We didn't have that QB spy. Definitely tell. We were missing Parsons. Linebackers, they're getting used to the new position, but I think next game we will be a little better and more sharper. And Aubrey's looking great, 100% on the season. That's all I got.
Yeah, I agree. I liked how the Cowboys looked yesterday with no Micah, no Carter, Jalen. It kind of like nullified each other. So we got to see how they look. They look great. Even our young O-line looking like they could be a top 5 O-line in the league. You know, Dak had tons of time to throw, so he looked sharp. When he has time, he looked sharp. It was just a good way to see the start of a season. It does suck that we only got 3 points, or that there was only 3 points scored total in the second half, and that was by the Eagles. But I mean, that weather delay kind of took the air out of a lot of the game, so I can't really read too much into that. I am looking forward to us beating the brakes off the Giants next week, and that'll be fun. And looking forward to more tough matchups that aren't the Super Bowl champs to really see where we are. I think it's going to be a much better season than last year. I think they'll win 9 or 10 games even without Micah, and yeah, it's going to be a hell of a season. Dak getting spit on was just trash. That guy's been in Philly too long. I get Dak spit in his direction, but that's something Dak does to every other team, and that no one spits on Dak. You know, as a player, as a man, as a teammate, that was just trash in every regard. So, yeah, other than that, it was a great game. They hung the banner. Sad to watch, but they earned it.
Cool. Completely agree. I don't know if I would say he spits at every other team. He spits a lot in general. I thought he took it like a man too. He was like, I just spit. I'm not proud of it. But yeah, Joe's right. To walk up to another team's quarterback and spit on them in front of the referees, you're human garbage.
Yeah, Dak just spit. He spits in front of every team. That's literally what he
Yeah.
said. Like
Yeah.
he lines up, he spits. No one takes offense to it. That guy made, he made it a thing. But hey, it's Philly versus Dallas. It's a rivalry there. It's not pretty.
It got chippy, and honestly, if they can do the tush push, I say we put that spit thing in the playbook and start getting the best defenders thrown off of every team we play. Yeah, and I was disappointed Miles Sanders fumbled in the red zone, but I think that's a little bit par for the course for him at this stage of his career. And so for anyone who has Jaden Blue on your fantasy team as a late round pick, he might get some opportunities soon. I mean, Miles Sanders had a great game, don't get me wrong, but when you literally prevent points from happening, we'll see. I don't know. I'm not a coach.
Yeah, he had a nice like 40-yard run I saw, but that fumble definitely did not help at all.
Yeah. So everybody watch closely because I won't screw this up. I already did.
Hey,
All
there you
right.
go.
So now we're gonna quickly touch on this. I don't think Joe or Angel care. Could be wrong. So Texas versus OSU, defending national champions, and Texas has made the college football playoffs the last 2 years. The media is 100% at fault here for building the hype up around Arch Manning because of his last name. He's a kid. He's never started a real game, and his very first opportunity was to go into one of the most difficult places to play and to play against one of the most difficult teams in the country, if not the most. Matt Patricia, former NFL head coach, is calling their defensive plays. I know there's a lot of talk about whether it was the play calling or what. I will say Arch played like shit. I saw a bunch of missed throws. Everybody back off. All right. It was a low scoring game. Both defenses showed up. He's just a kid. He'll get things together. This weekend at San Jose State, there is a lot of opportunity there. Actually, SJS, I don't know, whatever. Close enough. Whoever they're playing this weekend, they should steamroll them. And I think that he's gonna develop. Just give him time. I think everyone's being unfair. Media makes it worse because it gets clicks and yeah.
If he plays like he did in the fourth quarter, I think he will do great because the first 3 quarters he was just getting settled, used to it, had like maybe 36 yards, I think I seen. But fourth quarter he lit it up, and I think that he'll be much more ready for his next game.
If he's just a starter quarterback in the league, that's amazing because we all know when you come from a bloodline like that, Bronny James, Michael Jordan's son, that's doesn't even pick up a ball. When you have that much talent and you it goes down the pipeline, it doesn't always, get well received by that person. They don't make it deep into the professional leagues with a long career and an all-star type career. So if he's just a starter for the next 10 years in the NFL, then he blew my expectations out the water because my expectations are reality. They're not the media expectations where, oh, just because of his last name and because he's a college starter, he's just going to be this all generational talent. We need to stop throwing that word around generational and stop putting that hype on these kids. And that's exactly why I took Ohio State as the play of the day, money line, the biggest play of the day, and we cashed because I knew what kid with that last name from their grandpa or their father, doesn't matter the sport, has came out with all these expectations and just lit it up from day one. Even people like Kobe or Michael Jordan sucked their rookie year. So definitely don't fall for those traps in the future. When they're overhyping someone, yeah, you need to see it first to believe it. This is a different level of what Arch is used to playing in college.
Yeah. Put him in easy ass positions last year, and now he's a Heisman favorite as like a first time starting quarterback. Get out of here. You can't even drink yet.
Don't listen to that noise. We fade the noise here.
Well done. Cool. All right. That's my recap. Just sorry. Back to the things that matter. So let's go ahead and get into a quick recap of combat sports last weekend. Joe, you want to take us away? I know that there wasn't like a big UFC thing, but some stuff happened.
Yeah, so last week we had on Friday Dirty Boxing 3, which is Mike Perry's league, and John Jones is a co-owner as well. And that was pretty fun. It's entertaining. It's fun. The main event was the ex-UFC fighter, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. You may remember him because he got flatlined by Ngannou in like under a minute in a fight. but he was a
Jeez.
really good UFC contender. When he left the UFC, he wasn't on a big decline at all. So I had high expectations for him. He came in, he dominated, he knocked the dude out. It was good. Then the next day was Saturday, Misfits boxing event. There was no UFC last Saturday, so this was a Misfits boxing event where um, Darren Till took on Luke Rockhold in the main event. Darren Till flatlined Luke Rockhold. He was crumpled against the ropes, looking like a spider, just limbs everywhere. And he needs to hang it up when it comes to boxing or only using his hands. Luke has beautiful switch kicks, liver kicks. His kicks are great. That's what helped him win the championship. His ground and pound as well, and you can't do any of that in boxing. So I would say to Luke, go back to MMA or something that'll allow you to kick, use more of your weapons, because when you're just limited to just the hands, you're it's not good at all. Got his teeth broken by Mike Perry in bare knuckle, but yeah, he fought Paulo Costa in his last UFC fight and did great. Lost a split decision. So he could still be in the UFC competing, just not in boxing. He's not that type of person. And then we had Al Kokui, Tony Ferguson coming back. He was trying to get his first win in, I think, nearly 6 years. So Al Kokui came back. He was the underdog against Salt Poppy. And yeah, like Tony Ferguson was, I think, plus 240. That's just free money. We were definitely on Ferguson. It wasn't a VIP pick because it is limited books, but we were definitely on Tony Ferguson. I couldn't personally bet it with my books here in my state, but he showed up and he got the TKO.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, big names, small promotions, great results, honestly, and it's good to see him get back in the win column as well. Angel, anything to add before we go into UFC?
Yeah, I kind of felt that Luke Rockhold took a lot of time off, and it showed. Darren Till was 3-0, is now 3-0 under the Misfits banner, so he definitely has more experience, been in more fights in the recent years. So kind of had a feeling that he would win, but I didn't know he'd win like that. I mean, he got them hands. He has won by knockout in the Misfits, but yeah, I was excited to see Tony win. I was a big time fan before he got injured, Dude was insane, but very happy that he pulled out victorious. And I'm not sure if he's gonna fight again, but if he is, I'll be watching.
He'll be fighting. I just don't know where.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Gotta keep that undefeated record in the Misfits.
But yeah, Darren Till seems to be turning into the face of Misfits. He has also fought a whole weight class lower than Rockhold when Rockhold was
Damn.
the champion. So he is a smaller guy, but he didn't look like it because he has been bulking up to middleweight, has been
Yeah.
taking a lot of time in between fights and doing it the right way. And you can just see Darren Till's hands are sharp now.
Yes, sir.
Lethal weapon.
Sweet. So we'll go ahead and get into UFC Fight Night on ESPN Plus. We've got Imavov versus Boralho. Joe's gonna kick us off. And Joe, isn't Boralho the guy that somebody was like in the hospital and Boralho was like he sent a tweet or a post or whatever, like RIP. Do you remember
R.I.P.
that?
Ben Askren, yeah, but he thought
Okay.
he really passed away because he saw a black and white picture of Ben Askren on, I think, Mackenzie Dern's or someone's IG, and he just thought he passed away, but he didn't. Ben's still kicking. He's jogging now, so
Yeah, I saw him
yeah,
doing curls with like mom weights, but
yeah, got to start
I can't
somewhere.
I can't talk. I'm starting somewhere now. So yeah. What do you think about this fight? Card in general, take it away, whatever you want.
Yeah, well, I just want to say, Eric, I'm impressed by your pronunciation of Araujo. You even try to roll the R like the semi R, even though he's Brazilian, not Mexican, but I like it. I love it.
Thank you. I can roll R's.
You can. You can roll R's with the best of them. But yeah, so this fight between Barajo and Imavov is going to be the fight to determine Hamzat's next opponent. It has huge implications, and these are the two guys next in line. Very good guys. The division's stacked, so I won't say they're the absolute best guys, but at this point, they're the absolute best contenders. So it's going to be a close fight. I see this fight going to decision. I see it being a big chess match. Imavov is actually ranked number 2. He's riding a 4-fight win streak. including a TKO over the ex-champ Israel Adesanya. Barajo, he's undefeated in the UFC, never lost in the UFC, carrying over a 7-fight win streak and unbeaten in over a decade. Just a massive, massive resume for him. And the fight is official. It's on. They both made that 185-pound limit. We don't got to worry about the main event falling out. What does suck about this card, Patricio Pitbull, if you're looking forward to watching him fight tomorrow, he is not fighting anymore. His opponent did miss weight by over 3 pounds. But back to Imavov and Barajo. Both are versatile, well, with a well-rounded skill set. Barajo actually does have a brown belt in judo. He has black belts in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. He has a southpaw stance and a strong grappling and tactical striking. Imavov, born in Russia, but he doesn't really claim it. He doesn't really claim Russia, but he does have that Russian blood. He's really he's a precision-oriented striker. He has the cleaner striking, in my opinion. He has crisp boxing. He uses his feints very well. He jabs, uses the footwork, and he has a great ability to cut angles. So with those two skill sets in mind, I think it's just going to be a chess match. I know I've called fights to be boring before, and then they weren't. They got the knockout, but I do think that this fight won't be boring, but it'll be a chess match. It'll be, a lot of defensive tactics involved in this fight, and I can see it going to decision.
Okay, sweet. Can't wait to mark that on the list. And Angel, anything to add for this?
Pretty much covered everything. That win against Adesanya was pretty nice, and this will be a good matchup. Imavov has a 2 inches in a height advantage. Otherwise, they have the same reach, 75. So they're pretty. They're almost the same. You know what I mean? Kind of hard to give the edge to one of them. With being how great they both are. I think maybe Borallo, I think that's how you say it, has the edge on the ground, but Imavov does have some pretty good takedown defense. So we're gonna see how well that holds up. This is scheduled for a 5-round fight, and it is in Paris, so it's gonna be quite the matchup. What's it called? Baralov said that he sees this being finished in the 4th round. So I don't know how how serious he is about that, but I'm probably going for a decision as well, looking for one of those.
Cool. Well, sounds like we got a game plan going for that one then.
All right, we agreed. You guys know what to do. Send it in, that decision.
I am happy to switch to the next segment, which is now NFL for the first time since we started doing this. No more MLB. Well, not for a little bit anyway. And I'm extremely excited. I know that tonight we've got the Chiefs and Chargers in Sao Paulo. It's honestly it's a game that I'm very cautious when it comes to like week 1 stuff. I lost plenty of money last night, but I was right about some stuff. But it's difficult to say what's going to happen, especially when they're playing in a strange country. It's week 1, each of these teams' first games of the season. I don't know. I also just read that Mekhi Becton is now questionable for the Chargers. And so we're going to see. It's a toss-up in my opinion. If I remember correctly, we're not doing any analysis or plays for this. I just wanted to address the fact that there's a game tonight and we're not discussing it, right?
Right.
I mean, I was gonna talk it. I mean, it's not really like the normal that we do breaking it down, but it is a historic season opener on a global stage. The first ever regular season NFL game in the Southern Hemisphere. It's taking place at Corinthians Arena in Sao Paulo. It's a very marquee moment in the league's expansion strategy because they already have games slated for Ireland, Germany, Spain, and the UK this year. So if you care anything about that, if you're overseas looking at this podcast right now, just know the NFL is going to start making these moves and going overseas. The Chiefs have currently won 7 straight. So back to the matchup tomorrow, I think the Chiefs are going to win. They've won 7 straight. I know. I like Justin Herbert. I like the Chargers. I like the coach. But I don't know. I think the Chiefs are embarrassed how they played the last game. And I think they're going to want to, make a statement tonight on, even if it is against the Chargers in their own division.
Okay, great. That was way more than I expected. And when you said Corinthians Arena, I went and looked it up and I was like, that's a dope arena name. And then it said Neo Química Arena. And I was like, there's no way that's Corinthians in Portuguese. And it's not. It's the name of a pharmaceutical company. So,
All right.
yeah, gonna
Well, there's
blow
that.
past that. First up on the slate, we've got Lions at Packers. Packers are slight favorites at home. We've got Goff versus Love. Amon Ra is going to be playing, so we've got the full cast here. Personally, I've got Matthew Golden on my fantasy teams. I hope he plays a big role in the Green Bay offense, and I would also look for this to be a potentially big tight end day with Kraft and Laporta on both sides. Both teams have gone through a lot of change this season, or off season, I should say. And so we'll have to wait and see what happens. And last I saw, Micah Parsons was a toss up for playing this game just because, brand new system, quote unquote, back problems. So we'll see what happens. Angel, you want to take us away with this one?
For sure. Yeah, since you started talking about Matthew Golden, we'll start there. First round pick for the Packers, number 23. It's been a while since the Packers have drafted a first round receiver. Actually, it's been 23 years because it was 2002 and the last time they drafted a first round receiver. So he has a lot of hype on him coming to the Packers. Has a 4.2940. He's pretty fast, but he's also has excellent route running ability. So I think he's going to be a very great weapon for Jordan Love. Jordan Love is 2-4 against the Lions. The Lions are very good. They finished last season as the number 1 seed with a 15-2 record, and they lost in the divisional round against the Commanders, which was a crazy game. But I think that this game is going to be a lot of points. And we don't know for how much we're going to see of Micah Parsons. This is going to be his debut if he does play today. But I think he will be limited. We don't know if he knows all the play schemes or whatnot. But Detroit is plus 124 underdog. The total points is set for 47. And I'm really excited to see the Detroit offense go to work. They lost their offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, to the Bears, so he's now the head coach. So we'll see what the new offensive coordinator does. Detroit has Aiden Hutchinson back, huge weapon for them on defense, and he's going to fill a big void that they had last season. I think that I'm probably going to have to side with the Lions just because of how much I don't like the Packers. But I think that, what's it called? Detroit, I don't know how close of a game it'll be, but I just think they have the slight edge. With just, Jamar Gibbs is insane. Dude's finished number 1 fantasy and running backs. He's just so good. David Montgomery's back. He's coming off injury. So yeah, their offense is elite. I'm excited to see the tight end matchup. Like you said, Laporta, dude had one of the craziest rookie years ever, until Brock Bowers came in, but I want to talk about him. Detroit swept the series last year, winning both of their games against the Packers, and I think the same thing happens today. And we'll see what void gets filled with Kenny Clark leaving. That interior defensive line might not be the same because they were third last year in allowing like rush yards a game or something like that. But they got a whole fresh new lineup now, so we'll see what happens. Go Lions.
Okay, yeah, great breakdown. Yeah, brand new offensive and defensive coordinators. It's a good sign when both leave your organization in order to become head coach. I thought last year was probably the Lions' best chance, but what the hell do I know? I'm a Cowboys fan. So, Joe, anything to add on to that?
Yeah, so like you guys were saying, we have Jared Goff versus Jordan Love, Lions versus Green Bay. Goff actually had 72% completions last year, finished with 4,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. He was really good with that 111 passer rating. Jordan Love had 25 touchdowns on the other hand with 3,300 yards. So he was a little more inconsistent, not as good as Goff, but he flashes with big play potential, as we know. Lions finished last year 15-2. They had the franchise best season. They swept the NFC North, and they had 564 points scored, which was the 4th most in NFL history. Packers 12th in passing, 5th in rushing yards, 6th best scoring defense. So they're solid from top to bottom as well. Lions O-line, it would be a Lions O-line versus Parsons. Even if Parsons starts, he's not going to be the normal Parsons, the peak Parsons, the in shape, ready to play game day Parsons. So I don't think we have to have too much more to worry about that. So I think the Lions O-line is good on this front tonight. It is going to be a red zone chess match. Packers did improve their O-line, but Lions allowed second lowest red zone touchdown success rate, which means it's the percentage of drives ending in touchdowns inside the 20s last year. So not too much to worry about that as well on the Lions front. And they've also won their last 3 games at Lambeau Field. They have the mental edge there. This really comes down to efficiency versus explosiveness. Goff is more steady, low risk. Love is boom or bust. So the way I describe this is kind of like a poker night. Goff plays the percentages. Love pushes all his chips in. We'll see who's bluffing at Lambeau.
Nice. I like that. Cool. So we're going to head on into 49ers at Seahawks. I thought this was a particularly difficult matchup because, I don't know, both teams have kind of been all over the place over the last 2 years. Both had big name changes during the offseason with DK heading over to Pittsburgh and Debo going wherever. Ayuk is out. We'll see. Everyone seems really high on Kittle. I don't know. I haven't done anything. I'm a cautious person for week 1, you got to see, prove it. Same with CMC. 49ers are slight favorites. So, Joe, you want to continue on for us?
Yeah, so 49er versus Seahawks. It does look like 49ers are, what are they, -2? Somewhere around there. It's either -1.5 or -2.5, depending on McCaffrey's status.
1.5.
Okay. And the over-under set to 43.5. So it just shows right there it's an expected defensive battle. Brock Purdy, 65% completions last year, 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, 5 rushing touchdowns. He did take a little bit of a step back last year, so we'll see how he is this year. Sam Darnold has a similar completion percentage last year at 66% completions. He did throw 4,300 yards and 35 touchdowns with 12 interceptions. But now with DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Geno Smith in there, we don't know how that's going to look. Yeah, Purdy, he lost Debo. That accounted for like nearly 20% of his completions in 2024. So that is definitely a big loss there. Seattle does have some O-line issues with only 35 combined starts among projected starters last season. That's pretty scary versus Nick Bosa and company. There's also a run-heavy blueprint for the Seahawks. They lean heavy on that run game, and Niners counter it with their own run game often. I do think it is going to be a defensive grind. I think the defense will be on point today, and there will be lower points scored. But if I had to do a lean, I would do the Seahawks spread. I like them +3. They're a home underdog. They have a September edge, and Niners are missing weapons. Yeah, that's where I go. That's where I'm at.
Cool. I get it, man. The pause made me laugh because I was like, yeah, it's hard when you go to actually pinpoint like what you want to do and what you think about. I guess the running backs are the only real leftovers outside of JSN on the Seahawks side, but 49ers, kind of a mess. And I think Angel said that CMC was on some kind of restriction. Angel, you want to address that and take it away? Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, CMC just popped up on the injury report with the calf issue. I'm sure it could be nothing, but then again, last year that led to him being out for who knows, like the whole season. And we'll see how much play he gets. Hopefully that Achilles tendon is ready to play. He's quite the explosive running back, quite the running back to be on any team. And if he's healthy, he definitely gives the edge to 49ers. But without him, it's going to be a very tough matchup. I definitely have him on one of my teams, but that's it. I'm not taking any more risks with him. This is going to be an interesting matchup. The Seattle, they've been more they've been what am I trying to say? Seattle's running game has taken a new outlook. They weren't too good last year, but now they have a new left guard. They have a new offensive scheme, and I think they're gonna show their running game today. I know it's just a preseason game, but against the Chiefs, they had 268 rushing yards. You can't really base much off of that, but they say they practice it a lot. Couple of injuries. Brandon Ayuk, he is out for the 49ers, coming back week 6, and also one of their star safeties, Malik Mustafaha. They're both recovering from knee injuries. So 49ers defense is going to be quite young today. And the Seattle are underdogs, of course, coming at a plus 110. Ricky Pearsall, he is one to look at. He is going to be receiving a lot of targets. As Joe said, Deebo Samuel has left the 49ers to the Washington Commanders. Great weapon for Jaden Daniels, but I think that Ricky Pearsall will be a great replacement to take more catches, more yards. He will be paired up with Kittle. I'm not sure. Juan Jennings did return to practice, but he was limited, so we'll see if we see him at all today. But yeah, I'm looking for Ricky Pearsall to have a great day against Seattle. Seattle has a heavy run offense. They got great running backs, Kenneth Walker when healthy, and Zach Charbonnet. Probably one of the better backup running backs in the league, but he can definitely take over if something happens to Walker. Brian Robinson, he is the new backup for Christian McCaffrey. So if there is something that happens to CMC, look for Robinson to fill that void and receive a lot of touches. I have him stashed in probably 15 fantasy leagues, so you could say that I wouldn't mind if he got some extra touches. But yeah, with Metcalf gone to the Steelers, we have Cooper Kupp now. He is the new wide receiver for Seattle, and he is definitely ready after not having the best season last year, but I think he might have a better quarterback with Sam Darnold coming from the Vikings. And it's hard to give an edge. Like I said, we don't know how much CMC is going to play. We don't know how good the young defense of the 49ers are going to be today. But yeah, it's tough to pick a side, but the
You don't have to.
49ers, I know, I'm trying to. The 49ers went 6-11 last year, and they're about 8th in yards given up. So I think I'm gonna roll with Seattle if I had to choose. I like a good underdog.
Got another agreement. Okay. You guys
Parlay those
heard it.
agreements.
It's hard. This is gonna be, I don't want to say a prove it game, but it will be a prove it, I would say September for Darnold, just after the career resurgence in Minnesota. And honestly, after you saw Kirk Cousins and everything, it's like, who can question that there's a decent chance that Kevin O'Connell is just a QB whisperer with a great system and you're surrounded by great players? We'll see. We'll see what happens. Kind of excited to see what Cooper Kupp's like on another team.
Right,
I feel
right.
bad for him.
The last thing I had was the defensive coordinator, Nick Sorensen, was fired after one season for the 49ers, and now Robert Saleh returns to the position after being the head coach for the Jets. So we'll see if that makes their defense a little better, but I don't think he can make it worse. So stay tuned.
That's a really great point. He's always been great defensively.
Yeah.
And our final game is, of course, going to be Ravens and Bills. It's not exactly a pick 'em, but it might as well be. You have two perennial MVP candidates, one that keeps winning and one that doesn't. And I don't know. Just Angel, go ahead. Tell me what you think. Ravens and Bills. It's a tough one to call.
It's going to be a great game. We got Lamar Jackson versus Josh Allen. We get a rematch of last year's divisional playoff round where Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lost against the Bills. So you know they are out for vengeance. Lamar Jackson is 3-1 against the Bills in regular season play. So I think that he knows what Josh Allen's capable of, you know what I mean? It's hard to defend the best quarterback in the league. Lamar Jackson is great. He's very versatile. He's a great arm. He shows that he can throw. He can also run like crazy. He has weapons, Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews. Like he has what they need. So it's just gonna be interesting to see which Lamar Jackson shows up. Josh Allen is no joke either. Also versatile. He runs a lot. He's a big back. He's not afraid to lay into you. He also has an arm, but this year he doesn't have that many weapons as before. They did just sign Gabe Davis. I think Keon Coleman is the new wide receiver one. I'm not too sure, but I know they got Khalil Shakir. So like, I don't know. Maybe this is the year Dalton Kincaid has a better season. He's the tight end. They have James Cook. It's going to be a good running back battle. James Cook versus Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a train. He's still better. I mean, I don't know how people tackle him, but they do. The Ravens, they added two very good corners, Jair Alexander and Chidobe Awuzie. And the Bills added Joey Bosa to a 1-year deal, signing 12.6 million. He plays defensive line, and I think that he makes their defense instantly better. Both QBs are dangerous. We'll see which defense shows up more. Like I said, rematch of last year's divisional playoffs. Who wants it more is going to win it. And as much as I like Lamar Jackson, I just feel like the Bills might be the Bills' year. I don't know. It's not the Cowboys' year, but let's go Bills.
Way too soon to say that.
It's all
And you
right.
just picked the Cowboys to like go all the way.
Well,
But
I say a lot of things.
that's great insight, though. I didn't know about the two cornerback pickups on the
Yep.
Ravens. Those are massive
They
additions.
needed that help.
I didn't know about Gabe Davis either. But yeah,
Yep.
they're missing like kind of a stud
Tough.
wide receiver one.
Right. Once Stephon Diggs left to the Patriots, they are looking for that next one. But I think that they have some young wide receivers who are going to show that they can fill that void.
Diggs went undrafted in one of my leagues. Joe, what are you gonna add to for this game?
Yeah, so for Baltimore Ravens versus Buffalo Bills, the over/under set at I think 51 or around there suggests a potential shootout. Of course, when these two teams get together, there's fireworks always. It's going to be a great game. Lamar Jackson last year ended at 66% completions, 4,172 yards, 41 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. He had a great passing year last year. He had almost 1,000 rushing yards himself, and he had 4 rushing TDs. And Josh Allen has 64% completions with 3,700 yards thrown, 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and with 12 rushing touchdowns with only 500 rushing yards. So he had triple the rushing touchdowns as Lamar with only half the rushing yards last year. So it's going to be fireworks once again. We know what we're getting with these two quarterbacks. And Bills right now, they're having some secondary issues. They have a couple guys out on their secondary, the DBs, which could open some passing lanes for Lamar, especially since he excelled as a passer last year. There's also the Derrick Henry factor, running for almost 2,000 yards last year. He was around 1,921 yards. And he destroyed Buffalo with a 199-yard game. The Ravens are actually number 1 in EPA per play, which is expected points added per play. It's an advanced stat, and it measures the value of each play in scoring terms. So Ravens were efficient. They were number 1 last year in this stat. And there's also the emotional angle Eric went over. The Ravens, they seek playoff revenge. They can't really win against this team when it matters, and they suffer a bunch of heartbreak. So they really want to prove people wrong, even though they can't do it until the end of the year. This is a good start. And this game kind of feels like the AFC's version of Ollie versus Frazier. Lamar wins the stats battle. Allen owns the playoff moments. One's the better fighter on paper. The other lands a knockout when it counts. I like Ravens, though. If I'm going to have to pick a lean today on this game that's not a preseason game, give me the Ravens money line.
Okay, sweet. I cannot wait to see what happens. It's going to be a great week 1. So many good matchups. Teams are balanced. It's going to be amazing. Let's head into our Lock It In segment. So for any new joiners, this is where you guys get the official picks of the show. If you want more picks, more detailed picks, and better variety to choose from, obviously no one should do every single thing they see, then join the Moneyline Hacks Discord. VIP channel has that perfect ratio of picks to profitability, and hope to see you there. So on that note, Joe, want to kick us off?
Yeah, so I have two best bets today. Best bet number one, I really like the Lions to cover that plus 2.5 spread. I would bump that to plus 3. Just eat the hook with a game like this. Um, they have Detroit's efficiency, their recent success at Lambeau. It's just too good to pass up. Parsons isn't going to be ready, so um, that's my first best bet for lock it in. Best bet number two, I like Imavov and Barajo to go. This is for UFC. So Imavov versus Barajo, the main event of UFC tomorrow. I like that to go to decision. Lock in those two, and let's cash.
Awesome. And Angel, what about you? What are we locking in?
Yeah, I'm thinking 3 bets. First bet is going to be for tonight's game. It's kind of like a parlay. Otherwise, you can play it solo, but I'm taking Lad McConkey. It's Justin Herbert's #1 wide receiver. Finished great last year. Had like I think 5 games over 90 yards to end it. But today his yards are set at 71.5, so I like that over. Probably could even get it by halftime. And Xavier Worthy, his yards line is set at 59.5. The #1 wide receiver, Ray Rice, has been suspended. So Worthy is next man up, along with Kelsey, but I think Worthy is a bit more faster, can be get down to the little, can just outrun a lot of people, you know what I mean? So I look for them too to hit those overs in yardage today. My second best bet is going to be Zach Charbonnet. I think that's his name, right? Yeah, it is. He's the backup for Kenneth Walker, and Kenneth Walker is coming off foot injury, and Charbonnet shined in preseason, and he even shined last year, but his line is pretty low. It's set to 29.5 rush yards, and with this new heavy run offense, I think that he gets that pretty easy. They project for him to get 8 to 9 carries, but he only needs maybe 3 or 4. You never know. But I'm taking that one. And my last bet of the day is going to be a Lions win. Packers don't have the weapons like the Lions do. The Packers may have a better defense, but we have new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator in Detroit, so who knows what he's going to whip up, but I'm taking the Lions to beat the Packers, and that's it.
Those are some good best bets. I actually have one to slide in there as well. I know I went first, but I lost one of my best bets. So I actually have 3 today. The last one I'm going to add is Kyler Murray over 25.5 rushing yards. I think that's where the line's set right now. The Saints, they tend to struggle against mobile QBs, and Murray's pretty athletic as well, which gives him a strong floor on the ground. I think he's just going to be able to get a few of these rush plays off where he converts to a first down and runs a good amount. So lock in Murray over on the rushing yards.
Yeah, that dude's fast too. I'll be tailing that pick for sure.
Deal.
Yeah.
I'm tailing all of your
Saints
picks.
Saints are terrible with mobile QBs.
Saints are terrible in general this year. Honestly, they're one of the teams that I'll probably bet against every week, if I'm being honest. Just, they're rebuilding. We'll see. And I know we're getting up there in time. I wanted to tack on something for the audience. So I do this thing every week, and I do anytime touchdown score round robins. And I'm not going to do that right now because there are too many unknowns, and teams like the Eagles kind of irritate me when you have a quarterback that likes to run it in as often as they hand it off to their stud running back. And the Bills are guilty of that as well. Josh Allen loves it. So I'm not going to do that, but I will say I have Derrick Henry anytime touchdown score at -160. I would probably parlay him with I was thinking about Jonathan Taylor against the Dolphins, or vice versa, honestly. Devon Achane, I feel like he's damn near guaranteed to score a touchdown. And the other one would be Chase Brown on the Bengals, because I think they're going to go hard against the Browns. round robin them all if you want. They're not official. I'm nobody. So
Yeah,
sometimes I make a lot of money though.
but be confident. Be confident in what you're good at. Like, don't try to be too humble. This is your specialty. You know how to hit these. I've tailed these from you, and they've won me money as well. So it's good suggestions. Eric throws something out like that's. If he throws something out, just listen to him because he doesn't like losing people money. So I think that's good. I'm gonna get on that myself.
Yeah, if you're Derrick Henry at minus 160, I mean, honestly, if you're rich, I would play that straight. But dude's a touchdown machine. I don't know. Maybe him and James Cook too. We'll see. It's going to be a really great weekend. I'll have more in the future after we get past week 1. Just like to see how teams perform. But otherwise, everything Joe and Angel said is 100% tailable. I will be doing it and teaser versions as well. If you're interested in more, you know where to find everybody in the picks, Moneyline Hacks Discord. So welcome to NFL season. Thank you everybody for attending. Thanks Joe and Angel for the awesome insight, analysis, and updates. As always, you guys are great. Let's cash everybody. Let's have a good weekend.
Let's do it. Make the noise.